2 long months later, and we are back with the update on can you be a degen on Facebook, or how to best try to sell a vehicle on Facebook Marketplace.
Yes.
As a quick side note, has it seemed like Facebook Marketplace has just gotten worse in general for all products?
Yeah, I always struggle with Facebook Marketplace because in the back of my mind, I feel like it's a social experiment.
In general.
Big Zuck. Yes. Because I feel like they gaslight me. And I'm not even trying to be funny right now. I get on Facebook Marketplace, and from time to time, certain functions don't exist. Like sometimes I can't filter things the way that I used to, and sometimes like it'll only give me a certain amount of results, and sometimes it won't give me results outside of my area, and sometimes I can't sort the same way that I used to be able to. Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know.
It's like different all the time.
I'm on there. I'm on Marketplace every day because I have an addiction to buying shitty cars. But like, I notice stuff like that because I'm on it so often, and it's really, really frustrating when something. The most frustrating part for me is it's a platform that could be so good.
Oh yes,
it could be so good, and they just don't. They don't put the time in to like curate to people that have more than one brain cell. Like it's just so frustrating. But speaking of social experiments,
I was going to say that's a great transition into many people with just about one brain cell that we had to deal with during this whole social experiment of ours.
Yeah.
So we started the listing at $4,000, which I knew was high. Yeah. I knew was too high.
Do you want to recap like what we did? Because
sure, yeah.
You're
right. If you just clicked on this video without seeing part one, in part one, really a long time ago, we picked up a Ford Escape hybrid. It's a car I've always wanted to own. It was from an insurance auction. We very basically fixed it up. It had hit a deer.
Your dream car.
Yep, my dream car, essentially. Fix it up, and then we created 2 Facebook listings for it. Christopher created the proper Facebook automotive listing, proper categorization, listed all the information about the cars, good, bad.
12 pictures, about a paragraph and a half listing, to the point, not too long where it's horrible to read, and clear pictures, proper title, everything.
Yep. And then I created what we called the degen listing.
Degen short for degenerate, if you're unfamiliar.
Degenerate listing. And that was 2 photos. One, which was a screenshot of a Snapchat saying, she looks so clean, or something.
A screenshot of a screenshot.
Yes.
I think we screenshotted it a couple times to make the quality poor.
Down a little bit. And very poor angles of the car. Just 2 photos, both outside. No description other than, I think, like, good car needs AC or something like that. And we'll look at it here. In fact,
go ahead and pull both listings up, and we'll show you what we actually did. We can start with Charlie's. My favorite part about this listing, which is Charlie's, if you couldn't already tell, is that I was wearing this hat that day, and he goes, "We need something to cover the license plate," even though this car didn't have a license plate on it. It's the degenerate way on Facebook to cover your license plate when you are making a listing. So we took my hat off and we used that. But we've seen things like really disgusting, like dirty nails with a cigarette, or I saw one where some guy used his foot. He like held his foot up to cover the license plate, or just, people will hold their whole hand over it and it blocks the whole back of the car. So
we did that. and then here's the screenshot of Snapchat sent to me, and then screenshotted of my photos reel, because Chris has wondered that before. He's messaged me and said, why do people take a screenshot of their photo reel when they could just upload the photo? Genuinely.
We need to make a separate video where we do a Facebook Marketplace wall of shame, and we go through and look at just dreadful Facebook Marketplace listings.
And then a separate video on how to list your car.
Oh, and we can find some. Well, we can do that in the same
do's and
video.
do nots.
Yes.
Like a whole deal.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. That'd be a good one.
This is the description now. Good car needs nothing. But that's because we fixed the windshield. I think it's before it said good car needs windshield and AC recharge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, no punctuation, no capitals, anything.
Good car needs nothing.
Up here you'll see yes. And that is because Chris got a kick out of a listing once that where it says title, which is supposed to be title of the listing, we just put, does it have a title? Yes, it does.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I've gotten a kick out of this a couple of times, because the first couple of times I saw it, I was like, what are these people doing? Like just putting yes. And then I went to list something that wasn't a car, and it said title, and I go, oh, these people are interpreting this as typing in either yes or no for a title, because for some reason in their minds, we won't even get into it, but here's my listing.
Very good. Very proper photo at the
thank you.
beginning.
Same location. As you can see, the car doesn't have a plate on it, even though you would have assumed that from the last one. But, photo of the tires, good photo of the interior.
Yeah.
It's also worth mentioning that there were actually a couple more pictures on this listing, but since we got the windshield fixed,
took that off.
we took a couple off. Okay, so I guess
and a good description and everything.
Good description.
So we left both of these up for 2 weeks. 2 months.
2 months.
And how many total messages did you get, Chris?
Well, let's go ahead and count them. So over the past 2 months, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That's more than I realized. Where most people just like, is this available, and then gone?
And then ghost me. Well, let's go ahead. If you want to cover my side of the story first, and we'll do yours.
Yep.
So what I noticed is that I didn't get the volume of messages that I thought I would get, but I think that's because my listing was so thorough. And with the nature of this particular car, it's a 2000, what year is it? 2008?
Yes.
2008 with 300,000 miles, I was very honest with things that it needed. I think we listed it a little bit high price wise at the beginning. And also I think just because people were able to see all of the info on the car, they weren't as inclined to even message about it. Right. So that's why I only got 12 messages.
And that is what a good listing does.
Sure.
It should give you all the information right there so that you don't need to, if you're interested, everything you need to know and you can move forward or not.
Right. I have a couple scam messages.
Oh, okay.
Usually when you list something on Facebook, your first few messages are scam messages.
Which is interesting because I didn't get any. But maybe that's because I wasn't in the
auto section. Okay, so here's one. Hi there, are you willing to lower the price based on mileage? Kind of a weird way to lead off, but just I think chose their words wrong.
Sure, which
is
fair.
I said, hi, yes, the price is certainly negotiable, and they never wrote back.
Oh, bummer.
I've got another one here. Hello, is this still available? Are the engine and transmission original? I said, still available, and yes, original powertrain. Never wrote back.
Okay.
Hi, is this available? Never wrote back. Hi, is this available? Never wrote back. Would you take 2,000?
A little low.
I said I could go down to 3,000. Never wrote back.
Okay.
I've got, this was probably the best one I had was somebody offered, and I guess I can just show this to the camera. Oh, the listing's gone, so we can't show it. Someone offered me to trade for a SN95 Mustang manual GT.
Which it was pretty class.
It was bad. Yeah, I think the guy had it listed for like $3,000 or something. But
not the worst trade ever.
No. I mean, running, driving car, but cosmetically it was rough. Very, very rough car.
So is the Escape. So.
Which, yeah. Here's a good one. This guy, he says, is this still available? Does it have a sunroof? Aux input, blind spot warning on side mirrors. Okay. And then he sends it again and again. And again.
Oh my gosh.
And again. And again.
I can't believe you didn't tell me about this.
And again. And again.
Like harassment.
And again. But at the end he goes, oh wow, sorry. It wasn't acting like it was sending. I kept trying the button.
Okay.
But anyways, I was driving I think I was filming a video and my phone was just blowing up and I was like, and when you don't have your face unlocking the screen, it's like messenger. I'm like, geez, the guys are blowing up the group chat. Like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. But no, it was this gentleman who accidentally messaged me 16 times. But then I say, all good, no blind spot on the mirrors, but it does have an aux input and a sunroof. Never replied. After all that, never said anything to me. This is a good one too. 329,450 miles? Question mark. And I said, yes, that is correct. Never wrote back.
Okay.
Here's the only one that went anywhere. This is the only person I thought was somewhat serious, and you'll know this person that I'm talking about. Hi, Chris. Is this still available? Yes, it is. Is the price negotiable? $2,800 is good for you? And I said, I'd like to get $3,200. Are you local to Michigan? He said, I'm in Hamtramck, near Detroit, downtown. I said, would you like to come look at the car? Where are you located? He says. I said, I am in Ypsilanti. All he says is, too far, ... And at this point, I'm texting back and forth with Charlie, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to continue messaging this guy because the way that this is going, like, I know that nothing's going to come of it. He's just wasting my time. Charlie's like, no, well, send him one more message and say, if he wants to come up to 32, we'll bring it to him. So I messaged him that. I said, if I want to know if you're seriously interested, we could bring it out to you, but we won't go as low as $2,800. Okay. I laid that out. He said, I am interested. That's all he said. And at this point, I'm like, okay, he's being too vague. I don't want to continue messaging him. But Charlie urged me to keep pushing on, so I did. I said, we could bring it on Tuesday during the day. He said, is this dealer car? I said, no, it is privately owned. He says, okay, so 2,800 is good for you?
And then Chris refused to go any further.
And then I said, no, 3,200. And that's the last message I sent. And all he said was, okay, thanks.
You know, and interestingly enough, if there were a few things, I think at 2,800 is actually a very reasonable price for that car. If I really wanted to sell it,
if you really wanted to sell it,
then that would be fair. And if you were a little bit more local, then didn't have to drive out there. And stuff.
I don't get why people can't act like humans when they're trying to buy something.
I thought Chris was a little harsh on that one. I understood there's probably a language barrier. English probably wasn't his first language.
Sure, you give people too much credit.
As we'll see from my 100 messages.
Ooh, did you really
I've
get 100
received on this car?
So 10 times what I got.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yep. So we're gonna breeze through them here a little bit.
You won't be able to go through all of them like I did.
No, and most of them are trash anyway. But this is the very first one I get. Hi, Charlie. I'm sorry. Scat does yes mean in this instance? And I said, yes, it has a title. I'm sorry, did not know what that meant. Now, I should point out, there were so many times when I just wanted to drop the charade because this is so much not like me. I do listings
painful.
like you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I want to tell people everything they need to know and be.
I do appreciate you taking the role of the degen in the assistance, which was, I think, kind of appropriate because it was your car.
Sure.
So you had to take a little bit more of the heat. Because I could not have done this.
Yeah.
There's no way that I could have gone through dealing with this whole side of marketplace. I mean, bad enough I made a really good listing and I had to deal with, a couple of people that I normally. So
most of my messages were they got the mileage and then were totally out. After I told him the mileage, that's fine. You don't have to. Thanks. If to take more pictures, he was like, nope, I'm out.
So most of it was just like people asking for more info because the ad was so terrible that
right, exactly, which is understandable. This person was good. Wait, let's go back. Unfortunately, our internet is being a little slow here, so it's taking a little time. Multiple yes, this is availables, and then no replies. What did I say here to Sean?
Runs like it only has 100K. Really talking it up there.
Yeah,
huh?
Year, miles, 2008, 330K. Runs like it only has 100K. No reply. Did have a few instances of people actually showing up, and I think we're going to get to one of those here in a minute. This was a lot of conversations. Can I come see it? Now, mind you, you remember how much was said in the ad. Literally nothing about this car, and yet this person drives all the way out from...
This is a good one. Siri, how many miles? He's asking Siri to... Or sorry, how many miles or something?
Siri, how many miles? 330K. That's a lot. I'm on my way. 2 minutes. I'm at the address. Where are you?
Boxing our location.
I'm outside. No, I actually gave him a different address. But yes, you're right. I'm sorry. 5 minutes. Okay. I don't think he actually ever ended up showing up because I said, "Are you?
What car are you in?"
Or what car are you in?
He never showed up. Or he showed up and
no, this was a guy. This was a guy who did.
Did you record that interaction?
This one I didn't. No, but he came with his family, and they were like, it's too high. They were interested in your Focus, and then they never wrote about anything. So he actually did come to see it.
I want to know what it was like when people showed up, and in the back of their head they're thinking, "Oh, this guy's a moron." But then you show up and it's you, and you're clearly not an idiot.
Thank you.
So they're like, I don't know. I mean, I would have had to, if I did take the side that you did, I would have had to. At some point, if someone went as far as showing up, I'd be like, "Hey, just so you know, like,
this is
the deal.
Here's the thing, Chris. The type of people who did show up were not the type that you just would be like, I see the humor in that. Like
they would be like, "Oh, so you think I'm stupid?"
Yeah.
And then
this guy, this is what I was thinking of. Drove all the way from Detroit, about 45 minutes away, with his friend. Shows up, and this is the one I'll drop some footage in here because I did record some of it. Was late. So I'm like, hey, man. He was like half an hour late. I'm like, dude, get out here. Like, what are you doing? I'm coming and everything.
I got to call my boss.
You like that? Jeez. And then kicks the tires a little bit. Finally asks about the mileage right when I told him. Hey, after he'd been there for like 10 minutes, he was like, oh, wow, that's way too much. Shook my hand and left. I'm like,
why didn't you ask?
Did that before you drove 40 minutes out to
maybe he just
see
needed
it.
Like to leave.
I don't know, man. Mileage.
Wow, you got a lot.
Mileage.
What is this one?
Oh, we're getting there. Getting there.
I love the people that were mean to you because like
That's what made me really sad. We're getting to one of those right now because it's just like I understand. Model, make, miles, year, gave it all. Oh, so it's expensive junk. Thank you. That one hurt, especially because I have formed a bond with this car.
Yeah.
And I quite like it.
You're more insulted that they insulted your car rather than insulting your
Yes.
degenerate ad.
Need more pics of inside, please. I didn't even bother. Some people I did send them more pictures, and then they obviously didn't reply. I must have missed this one. Is this available? What about years in the car?
Oh, so you were being the typical Facebook person and just not replying to
Well,
your
I'd had
messages.
to get some of the benefits of being a degenerate,
Oh,
getting
just
to
reading
like
it
a
and not
degenerate.
replying.
To be fair, some of these people I looked at their profile and just said, nope, not even worth it. This person asked, needs what done? Here's something interesting. I've actually gotten quite a few messages from women. And I think maybe it's because they think it's pretty, the green car and stuff. Additional photos, didn't reply. Interested in buying. I have 1,700. Sorry, that's too low. I got 2,000. Did you sell? A few days later. Didn't reply.
October 2nd. What I'm seeing here is that you just didn't reply to anybody.
I did reply to quite a few. Like,
I'm just giving you credit.
I am surprised. Because so many messages come in that you're like, I mean, it's like multiple per day.
Yeah.
All-wheel drive? No, front-wheel drive.
If you're still watching this, realize how committed we are to this important research for all of your benefit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of these names are funny, too. Gee and Dimey. What's the lowest you'll go? 3,100. Didn't even read the message. Year, how many miles? 2008, 330K. No.
No.
Long conversation. I mean, we really...
Oh, why are there pictures
Well,
of them?
okay. Is it available? Yes, it is. I'm interested in checking it out. What exactly does it need? Sounds good. Front isn't super pretty, but it's cosmetic. I'm not too concerned with cosmetic, but I'm very interested located in Wayne, but I work in Ann Arbor every day. So fairly, you're setting up a Facebook deal, whatever. I run the apartments behind it. If you'd like to meet at the Meyer Thursday or Friday, anytime I'm available, sent me 2 photos. Not sure if I'll actually be at work tomorrow. I'm guessing like that he got in an accident because he sent me these 2 photos, no context.
He's in a neck brace.
Yeah. Very interested. I gotta have a car. Long time without replying. Then like, oh, actually unavailable. Definitely want to take a look. And I was like, just a lot of back and forth. Hey, bud, I'm still very interested. Running into some trouble getting rides today. Are you free tomorrow afternoon after 5? No problem. How close to 5 can you be? Maybe 5:30ish. Yeah, that's good with me. Let me know tomorrow to make sure you're all good. Tomorrow. Hey, brother, how many miles are on the Escape? Just realized it doesn't say. Any dash lights, whatever. Told him the whole thing. It says, oh, okay, well, I'd still definitely like to take a look at it. That is quite high miles, so definitely want to check it out. Notice it's hybrid too, blah, blah, blah. You good for 5:30? Should be in your area about then picking up my son. Sweet, I'll be there. Address is blank. Nothing.
Never showed up.
Never showed. This one is from not Amy, but Amy. Hello, is this available? How many owners? Year, I'm interested. I'm artist. My car is broken. I need the economic car.
Sounds like a scam.
I did not reply.
Yeah, that sounds like a scam.
Some people asking about various powertrains. Somebody did offer to trade me a Jeep Wrangler. That would have been a decent deal as well.
Yeah, that's right. You got 2 pretty cool manual cars offered to you.
Do you like this one? Yeah, she's so clean, but you don't want to show me pictures of the inside or anywhere else. Yeah, really clean.
That's really funny.
Yep.
That's really funny.
Mm-hmm. How many miles? 330K. Holy shit. Best of luck to you. Even if it runs and drives great, it's worth like $1,000. A 2011 posted for 3,500 with 119,000 miles, and it's all-wheel drive. Not trying to be a jerk. That's just crazy. And then he left the group.
I think it's worth more than $1,000.
I think it is too, especially when you drive it. You know.
I think you should take over for me and hit up that one guy from Hamtramck and sell to him for $2,800.
Oh, this was an offer. We've only got 2,500. Mom of twins. And then I was like, I would do 3,000 and never really got back. I could if I really wanted to get rid of it, but there's one more person that we're holding out on.
Oh, okay. You got to sort through all of your messages.
Yeah. Oh, someone asked, can I text drive it?
Like, see if they can text in it while driving?
That's probably what they would want to be doing, yes. This is the most promising yet.
Okay.
Hi, Charlie. Is this available? Yes, it's available. Can you give me some more information on it? Make, model, year. Notice they didn't ask mileage. So I would be correct in assuming it's an automatic. Yes, super easy to drive. Awesome. I'm in desperate need of a vehicle. I can offer $2,000 if you're able to hold it till sometime in December. My fiance gets a fat check then, and we'll be able to take it off your hands. The most I can do is $2,500. I totally understand. Please keep me updated. And it's all up to date on maintenance. Correct. Runs very well. Still gets 30. Cool. I'll be crossing my fingers that she can be mine.
Oh, you should sell it to her and be
Right.
like, hey, I'm not actually a D-Gen.
Right. And she's local, so Ypsilanti.
Oh,
So
okay.
That other one who offered like 28, I think, was down in like Ohio or something. So don't want to deal with Ohioans.
Yeah.
So there is hope. There is hope for the car if I do want to sell it.
Yeah, but you don't know that you want to sell it, though.
Well, that's the thing is there is a reason why we've been very strong in the pricing, partially because I figure people will negotiate. You list high, and then if someone does offer 28, then there you go.
Yeah.
But I might keep it. I very well might.
Yeah.
And 3,000-ish is about that level where, yes, I realize it's a little overpriced, but that's what it means to me. That's how much it's worth to me.
Yeah.
The other thing we've learned from this experiment, it doesn't pay to be a D-Gen.
Yes.
It really doesn't.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I've had to deal with so many notifications, so many dead-end messages, literally meeting up with people and having it go nowhere. Whereas over the same time, you've had a tenth of as many messages.
And I haven't had to meet up with anybody.
I
really haven't had to have any conversations other than the one that I went back and forth with, and that was enough for me.
Yep.
So.
And even though we haven't actually sold the car, I will admit that I've gotten closer to selling the car. And if I wanted to drop it to 28 or so, I actually probably would have it sold by now.
Yeah.
But you might also, if we actually dropped your price
Yeah.
to 28, because someone might just come straight forward and say
Sure.
it. But the time, it didn't take you that much longer to make your listing. Maybe
No.
an extra 10 minutes compared to me, 10,
Yeah.
15 minutes. And yet so much more time of yours wasted.
Yes. So much less time.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're right.
so much less of my
more
time
time
wasted.
of me wasted.
So, Daily Motor top tip. Put some time into your Facebook listings and other aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't try to just take the easy route, because you end up wasting more time.
It pays to invest more of your time up front.
And if you're someone like me with a conscience, I don't like being that degenerate, having to sneak in that information.
Yes,
afterwards.
which is why I made the normal listing, because my conscience simply wouldn't have let me carry out the actions that you have over the past 2 months. But
the things I do for these subscribers.
I know. Yeah, you guys should be very thankful of this gentleman right here.
Yes. So we've done a lot of good customer research today for everyone.
Yes, we have.
Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed that. If you're interested in a 330,000 mile Ford Escape,
This is how we sell it.
message us at charlie@thedailymotor.com and we'll highball you on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we'll see you on the next one. We're Charlie and Chris with Daily Motor, and as always, don't D-Gen on.